History is not silent. It is simply waiting for a listener who speaks its language. For 5,000 years, we believed the story of human writing began in Mesopotamia. We were certain that the Sumerians were the first to carve their voices into clay, but deep in the Balkans, along the banks of the Danube River, lies a discovery that threatens to shatter that timeline. The Danube script. Symbols etched into artifacts that predate the pyramids, predate Sumer, predate everything we know. For decades, scholars dismissed them as mere decoration, random scratches by a primitive people. But recently, an artificial intelligence looked at these marks. It didn't see decoration. It saw syntax. It saw a pattern. It saw a message. If the AI is right, civilization didn't start where we think it did, and the Danube is just the beginning. From the charred ashes of Pompeii to the jungles of the Maya, a new form of digital archaeology is waking up the dead. Machines are reading what was once unreadable, and the stories they are uncovering are darker, stranger, and more complex than we ever imagined. This is not just translation, this is resurrection. The greatest enemy of history is not time, it is fire. In 79 AD, Mount Vesuvius erupted, burying the Roman town of Herculaneum in volcanic fury. An entire library of papyrus scrolls was flash-fried, carbonized into lumps of black charcoal. For 2,000 years, they were untouchable. To open them was to destroy them. Enter the virtual unwrapping. Utilizing high-resolution CT scans and machine learning, researchers trained algorithms to detect the microscopic difference in density between carbonized paper and carbonized ink. The AI didn't just see the text, it peeled back the layers of the scroll digitally without ever touching the artifact. The result? The voice of Philodemus in the Epicureans, speaking from beyond the grave. They wrote of pleasure, pain, and the nature of the soul, radical thoughts that the volcano tried to silence, but the algorithm brought back to life. But fire isn't the only destroyer. In ancient Babylon, time shattered the great library of Ashur-banipal. The Epic of Gilgamesh, legal codes, and royal decrees were reduced to millions of clay fragments, a jigsaw puzzle with no box top. Human scholars can spend a lifetime matching two pieces. AI, however, possesses infinite patience. New neural networks are now stitching these fragments together, predicting missing words in Akkadian cuneiform with terrifying accuracy. They are reconstructing the cradle of civilization, revealing not just myths, but the fears of a people facing floods, famine, and war. The AI is filling in the blanks of humanity's oldest stories, and in doing so, it is revealing that the Babylonians were far more like us than we dared to admit. Restoring text is one thing. Understanding a language that no human has spoken for millennia is another. There are scripts in this world that are linguistic isolates, codes with no key, no Rosetta Stone, just symbols staring back from the abyss. Take the Indus Valley script, 4,000 years old, found on thousands of seals across present-day Pakistan and India. For a century, we argued over whether it was a language at all. Now, AI models analyzing statistical entropy have confirmed this is linguistic. It has grammar. It has structure. The machine is now tracing patterns that suggest a connection to Dravidian languages, inching closer to the day we finally hear the voice of one of the Bronze Age's largest civilizations. Or cast your gaze to the most isolated place on Earth, Easter Island, the Rongo Rongo script, wooden tablets covered in glyphs that look like men, birds, and geometric shapes. The last men who could read it died centuries ago. But deep learning models are now cross-referencing these glyphs with island chants and astronomical data, suggesting these weren't just stories, they were complex calendars and navigational tools. The same breakthrough is happening in the Near East with the Proto-Elamite script. For 5,000 years, this Iranian code has been a locked door. It is the administrative backbone of a lost empire. AI has recently identified over 100 distinct signs and their variants, effectively handing us the skeleton key. We are standing on the precipice of a new era. When these codes finally break, the silence of prehistory will end. Sometimes the secret isn't lost, it's hidden. In the Middle Ages, parchment was expensive. Scribes would often take ancient books, scrape off the ink, and write over them. These are called palimpsests. To the naked eye, they are prayer books or tax records, but to a machine using hyperspectral imaging, they are crime scenes. AI is now reading the undertext. It has discovered lost medical treatises, censored scientific theories, and portions of Greek comedy that were erased by religious orders. We are finding that history has layers, and the official version is often just the one written on top. This technology allows us to see the unseen not just on paper, but on the earth itself. In Peru, the Nazca lines are famous for their massive geoglyphs, but researchers recently trained an AI on aerial surveillance data, teaching it to spot faint anomalies in the desert floor. The AI found them, hundreds of them. New figures, strange humanoids, decapitated heads, killer whales holding knives. These aren't just doodles in the dust. They are a ritual language carved into the planets, revealing a culture obsessed with water, fertility, and death. The AI saw what human eyes had missed for decades. The desert is crowded. Perhaps the most poignant use of this technology is not in decoding empires, but in recovering the voices of the marginalized. In China, there existed a secret script called Nushu. It was created and used exclusively by women, a way to communicate in a society that denied them an education. It was a language of defiance, embroidered into clothing and hidden in fans. It was dying out. But a new AI project from Dartmouth is learning Nushu from the few remaining fragments. It is not just preserving the symbols, it is learning to write them, ensuring that this secret language of resistance survives the digital age. In India, Project Vidvaniko is tackling a similar beast, 52,000 unread manuscripts in the Asiatic society. These contain knowledge of logic, astronomy, and medicine that has been locked away in forgotten dialects. The AI is churning through them, unlocking a vault of Eastern wisdom that has sat in darkness for centuries. From the Linear B tablets of Mycenaean Greece to the oracle bones of the Shang dynasty, the pattern is the same. We are building a machine that can listen to the ghosts of our past. We used to think of history as a book with missing pages. We assumed those pages were gone forever, burned, buried, or erased. We were wrong. The information was never lost. It was just encrypted. Encrypted in carbonized ash, in broken clay, in the faint scratches on a river stone. We simply lacked the processing power to read it. As AI continues to decode the Danube script, the Proto-Elamite tablets, and the lost libraries of antiquity, we have to prepare ourselves for what they might say. These ancient voices might not tell us what we want to hear. They might speak of mistakes we are repeating, of civilizations that thought they were eternal, right up until the moment they collapsed. The past is speaking. The machine is listening. The only question left is, are we ready for the answers?